Good morning. There's some dense fog around this morning, particularly so across some central, eastern and southern parts of England. Some of that will lift, a lot of it will stick, but for the rest of us where we've got early morning cloud, it will break and we'll see some sunshine. I'll have all the details later in the programme. I'm in Deedloo. This morning, though, there's quite a bit of low cloud, mist and fog around for some parts of central, eastern and southern England. In fact, the Met Office has a weather warning out for that, particularly Yorkshire, Lincolnshire and Nottinghamshire, and some of that will linger for much of the day. But where we've had the clear skies, it's a cold and frosty start, and that's could well drift that bit further west in towards East Wales, but West Wales should stay sunny, a chilly start. Same for Northern England, there's a little bit of patchy mist and fog as there is around the Glasgow area. At the moment that should lift, and the cloud across northern Scotland should also lift and break, and here we'll see some sunshine as we will across Northern Ireland. Breezy in southern counties as we go through the course of today, but brightening up later in the afternoon. Now, if you're stuck under an area with low cloud or mist and fog, it will feel that bit cooler, temperatures between 5 and 7 degrees. But if you're in the sunshine, we're looking at 10s and 11s. Now, as we go through the evening and overnight, watch how all this low cloud, mist and fog becomes more extensive. It will remain clear in some western parts of the UK, and again, under clear skies, it does mean it's going to be a cold night with some frost. But these are generally our overnight lows in towns and cities. So we're back as well.
Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. This morning we have got some dense mist and fog to watch out for, particularly so across parts of Lincolnshire, Nottinghamshire and Yorkshire, but generally central and southern England, eastern England and also around the Glasgow area is where we've got that fog. Now, some of it will lift, some of it will stick, but equally there are some sunny spells as well. High pressure is firmly in charge of our weather. There's a distinct lack of isobars, so it's not particularly windy, although the breeze will pick up across southern areas later on in the day. So first thing this morning, here's the low cloud, the mist and the fog. Through the morning, it could well extend as far west as eastern parts of Wales, but it should break up in its southern boundary and the sun will come out. And there'll be a lot of dry weather for a bit of sunshine. This morning is cloud across northern Scotland, pushing north into the Northern Isles. Temperatures between 7 and 11. The lowest temperatures will be if you are stuck under that low cloud, mist and fog for much of the day. Now, through this evening and overnight, if anything, the low cloud, mist and fog becomes more extensive. Over towards the west, there will be some breaks in the cloud, and that means the temperature will fall here to the lowest values, and there's likely to be some frost around as well. But whichever way you look at it, if you're stepping out first thing in the morning, it is going to feel that bit chilly. So tomorrow, high pressure still with us, drifting into the North Sea a bit more, still breezy along the south coast, and then we've got this little frontal system approaching, which will introduce some showers. So we start off with all this low cloud, mist and fog. Towards the west, this is where we'll see the best of the breaks. Later in the day, we could see some of those across southern areas as well, and the sunshine will come out. But the clouds sticking to parts of eastern Scotland and sticking to parts of eastern England as well. Now, some of those showers coming in across the southwest will extend in towards South Wales. We could see 1 or 2 across the Midlands. They could also be heavy and thundery, and temperatures 7 to about 12 degrees. The average at this time of year, north to south, is very roughly 8 to 10 degrees. As we head on towards the middle of the week, high pressure still with us. If anything, the weather front making a little bit more of an inroad, bringing more showers heading a bit further northwards and eastwards. So we'll see those showers not just in the southwest and South Wales and the Midlands. Some of them will be getting over towards the southeast. Again, quite a bit of cloud sticking around, particularly to the east coast. Out towards the west, we'll see something drier and brighter with some sunshine, and temperatures 5. That's pretty poor for this time of year, to about 13 degrees. Now, as we head towards the latter part of the week and into the weekend, a new area of high pressure starts to dominate our weather. The wind around it coming from more of a northeasterly direction. Just looking at that chart with all the blues on it, it does tell you that it is going to be cold. So cloudy during the course of Thursday and cold as well, with some showers in the southeast. Something a little bit brighter, but still temperatures below average as we head into Friday. Dan and Lou.
Oh, thank you very much. And Carol, actually,
A lot of low cloud, mist and fog around this morning, particularly across parts of central, southern and eastern England. Some of it will lift, but a lot of it will stick. The best chance of some sunshine will be in the north and the west. I'll have all the details later in the programme. It has. Good morning, everybody. It was quite spring-like this weekend, wasn't it? But today, for some of us at least, it's a bit different because we're starting off with a lot of low clouds, some mist, some dense fog across some eastern, central and southern parts of England in particular. The Met Office has a yellow weather warning out for this for Yorkshire, Lincolnshire and Nottinghamshire. Now, some of that will lift, but some of it won't. But for many of us, it will be dry with some sunny skies. So you can see where we've got the clear skies. There is some mist and fog around northern England in the Glasgow area at the moment, but the main area is across East Anglia, through parts of the Midlands, Yorkshire, Lincolnshire, heading down towards the south, and also that climbing over towards eastern parts of Wales. North of that, as we go through the morning, we should see the mist and fog lift, the sun come out, and the cloud we currently have across northern Scotland pushing further north into the northern and also the Western Isles. Now, as we go through the rest of the day, some of this cloud will break. So across southern areas, for example, it should brighten up. Here too, it will be quite breezy. But if you're stuck under all this cloud, well, it will depress the temperatures. Temperatures only getting up to 6, 7 or 8. Generally, we're looking at a range between about 7 and 10, maybe the west. And that's where we're more likely to see some frost. I'll have a longer weather forecast with more details in about half an hour. But for now, back to Lou and Dan.
Thank you very much for that.
Good morning, everybody. After these lovely pictures from yesterday and Saturday, I'm going to spoil it a little bit this morning because this is a picture from this morning of Wakefield. There is some mist, fog and also low cloud around. The Met Office warning of this, particularly Yorkshire, Lincolnshire and Nottinghamshire. Some of that will be slow to charge of our weather, so things are fairly stagnant at the moment. Not much wind to clear the mist and fog, although later we'll turn that bit breezier across southern areas. So this morning it's eastern, central and southern areas that have the low cloud and mist and also fog, some of it extending over towards western or eastern parts of Wales. Northern England seeing some around the Glasgow area, also seeing some as well. That should tend to lift, and after the cloud that we've got across the Highlands this morning, you'll find it will brighten up as it moves northwards. But there will be some har coming in across the east coast of Scotland and still fairly cloudy across parts of central and eastern England. Temperature-wise, well, a bit below average for most of us, 8 to 11 degrees. The 1st of March, which is the start, of course, of the meteorological spring, well, we'd be looking at roughly 8 to 10 degrees north to south. Through this evening and overnight, though, look how extensive the low cloud mist and fog becomes. Where we see it break out towards the west, that's where the temperatures will fall away, a touch of frost. But whichever way you look at it, it's going to be a cold night anyway. So as we head into tomorrow, the high pressure drifts in towards the North Sea. Again, big gaps in those isobars, meaning it's not going to be windy, but it will still be quite breezy across southern areas. And we've got a little weather front not too far away from the southwest. So we start off with all this low cloud mist and fog, some of it breaking, some of us seeing some sunshine coming through, but we'll also see some showers coming up from the southwest as we head through the afternoon. If you're stuck under this low cloud, particularly close to the North Sea coastline, again, it is going to feel cold. Now, on Wednesday, here's our weather front that's coming in later on Tuesday. If anything, it makes a bit more progress northwards and eastwards. It's not going to be a disaster by any stretch. What it is going to do, though, is bring in some showers. And some of those could be heavy and thundery, but they're showers, so not all of us will necessarily see one. Most likely areas will be southwest England, South Wales, parts of the Midlands, some of them drifting in the direction of the southeast. But still, you can see a fair bit of cloud across some central parts of England, some parts of Wales, hanging on to the coastlines of both eastern England and also eastern Scotland, and a bit more cloud across Northern Ireland. But parts of the west will see some breaks, and that's where we will see the sunshine. But as we head into the weekend, look at this high pressure coming across us, with all the cold air coming across from the North Sea and from the northeast. Generally, it is going to feel cold. So for Thursday and Friday, there'll be a nip in the air for sure. There'll be a lot of cloud during the course of Thursday with some showery outbreaks of rain in the southeast, but something brighter on Friday. Lou and Dan.
Okay, so
there's a lot of low cloud mist and some dense fog around this morning, particularly across some eastern, central and southern areas. Out to the west, we're looking at brighter skies, but I'll have all the details later in the programme. Good morning, both. Good morning to you too. It was a clear night for some of us, but there's a lot of low cloud, mist and fog around this morning. You can see this quite nicely from our Weather Watchers picture taken in Attenborough in Nottinghamshire. In fact, the Met Office has a yellow Where we don't have that, though, as Dan said, we had some clear skies overnight, and that means we're starting off on a cold note, but also a sunny one. So here's all this low cloud, mist and fog across some southern areas, getting as far west as eastern parts of Wales, but West Wales seeing something brighter, but a cold start for you. We've also got some fog around parts of northern England. That will tend to lift slowly through the morning, as it should do across Northern Ireland. And all the cloud we've got across the Highlands pushing further north into the northern and western Isles, so brightening up for much of Scotland. But having said that, close to the east coast through the day, we will see some har coming in and also some sea fret. So through the afternoon, there will be some sunshine. It should brighten up across southern areas. Here too, it will be breezy. Temperatures today between 6 and 7 if you're stuck under all that cloud, but we're looking at 9s and 10s, possibly an 11 as we push down towards London. Now through this evening and west, there will be some parts that don't see it and we'll have clear skies, and this is where the temperature will fall away, low enough for a touch of frost. But whichever way you look at it, it is going to be a cold night with overnight lows falling to between 4 and 2 degrees. I'll have a longer weather forecast with more details in about half an hour. Now back to Dan and Lou.
We will see you this morning.
I think we should. It certainly is for some of us, Lou. Do you know, we've seen some lovely Weather Watchers pictures and some viewers' pictures generally sent in of the beautiful sunrises recently. And some of that is because of the Saharan desert that's been picked up in the wind, got into the clouds and deposited on the ground. And we could see more of that on Tuesday night and into Wednesday. So keep an eye if you're in clear skies of these sunrises, because it will be beautiful. But as Lou said, we've got some mist and fog. We're under this area of high pressure. Look at the spacing in the isobars. There's not much wind to move it along. So where we've got it, you could well hang on to it for much of the day. And that's across some central, eastern and southern parts of England, heading towards Wales. There's a little bit across northern England, Northern Ireland and around Glasgow, but a lot of that will lift, and it should lift across southern parts of England generally, where it will be breezy. Now for the north of Scotland here this morning, there's quite a bit of cloud. It's drifting northwards, but we will see some sea fog coming in across eastern Scotland and also across eastern England. Temperatures today, well, they're ranging from about 6 under the cloud to highs of 11. Through this evening and overnight, watch how this cloud becomes more extensive across the UK. There'll be some fog, some mist as well, but out towards the west, we will see some breaks, and that's where the temperature will plummet and where we're also likely to see some frost. But really, whichever way you look at it, it is going to be a cold night. Now, as we head through Tuesday itself, look at the high pressure in the North Sea. Again, the isobars are widely spaced, and we've got this weather front approaching later on in the day. So a lot of cloud, some fog, some mist to watch out for, some frost as well. And then we'll see some of that burn back towards the east and the east coast. So once again, if you're stuck under that, it does mean that the temperatures will be lower, and at the same time we'll have showers coming in from the southwest, maybe getting as far north as South Wales and parts of the Midlands. But as we move through Wednesday, this weather front makes more inroads across some southern areas, and it's going to be pushing a little bit further north as well. So the shower distribution will be again across southwest England, South Wales, in towards the Midlands, heading over towards the southeast. But there's showers, so not all of us will catch one. However, if you do, it could be heavy and it could be thundery. Still a fair bit of cloud clinging onto eastern areas. Out towards the west, especially the northwest, is where we're likely to see the best of any sunshine. And our temperatures only 5 degrees at this time of year, beginning of March. Roughly north to south, we're looking at 8 to 10. So it's going to turn colder as we head towards the end of the week. Another area of high pressure with northeasterly winds rotating around it, bringing that cold air to all of us. So basically, in summary, during the course of Thursday, a lot of cloud with some showers in the southeast. A little bit brighter on Friday, but still feeling cold. Lou and Dan.